Be a big decision maker for it. It's interesting too that the peak almost, look at that, to a T. Look at the, isn't that cool? The high that we met and the low made that 50% be the 915 exactly that he called. That's crazy. Price just came back to test the 915. If we lose that, I'll look for price to go to the 891. But bears look like they're trying to step it up. Morning, guys. Opened up TikTok on the thing, guys. Let's see.
You're reading the flow right. Bears are putting in work, so don't force a long while that sell pressure is active. If we lose 29,891 and fail to reclaim, the short to 29,865 is the play. Just wait for that confirmed before you act.
No. Hustle rising channel, broke the low, sweep, ba-bam. Look at something. Yeah, so we got the break of the 915 there. Anybody take any of this short on the break below, Lisma? It's 9, so if you didn't, it works. You footy. Oh, let me type my pin comment too. Morning. Just getting set up. Hope everybody had a good 4th and weekend. Let's see what we got ahead of us today. Alright, got everything set up, guys. Thanks for joining on TikTok. I'll be right back. I'm just going to use the restroom before we get into the thick of it. Let people join in. Morning. Been kind of going through NEO with this guidance, so we're just kind of following a channel. So this short kind of played out pretty well from that top there. But I'll be right back. Looking towards 850s. It's funny you say that because he gave us a target of if we break 8, what do you say, guys? 865. He's targeting 780. So, but we got to break that first. But back one sec, guys. Okay. A little rip back to the 200 there. The 80 MA. That's a fast moving EMA. Good for scalps, but not really long term moves. All right. Morning, guys. Morning. All right, let's just take a look at a couple things. We got 9 o'clock. I usually give it to about 9:15, but I want to show a couple things for those that are here and joining that we did with Neo, so which is really awesome. So this morning, this is kind of what we were looking at. You can kind of look at the pretty clear channel that we got going on. It's funny, Neo called the 865 of us pulling through. If once we break that, he's got a clear target to the 780, right? Which is pretty standard if we do break that channel. There's a few things that I was kind of studying with the pre-market mentor group. We want to watch. I'm gonna not delete. I'm gonna hide all my lines too. We got a very interesting structure. So we'll see how this plays. We're gonna see how the institutions flip come open when we ask Neo what he's seeing. Just overall structure. Obviously, institutions are back in. They're trying to sell off a little distribution. What is fascinating to me is we were calculating the up and then the down, and as long as we stay below, kind of in this range, right, the 30,010 to 30,017, pretty decent chance for a decent drop. If we breach that, it's going to breach a kind of a standard trend line that you have, right? And then it's going to be more invalidation of a push. What's interesting is I asked Neo what he thought will happen based on the data where we went, plus the institutional positioning, and he says that we could drop pretty good if we stay below that 30,010 is what he was calling, but if we end up breaching that, institutions might support it for an expansion up a bit. So we'll see what he has to say here in a minute as we give him a little more data for the day. Be careful trading up to 945 because we do have PMI. So, but we'll talk to him and see where he sees this going. Wouldn't surprise me if they don't kind of hold it in here. This is what I was talking about with the pre-market group, that we have our high, we have our low, and they're just kind of holding it right around that 50% to go into open, which is a good place to kind of trap a lot of people. So this is the 50% of that move. We lost it, we reclaimed it, kind of the 823 area. So if you take the overall high of this entire structure from there to there, you can see we are testing it. Right, and so somewhere around that area is going to be a big one, which is going to be like 965, we'll call it. TikTok, I typically try to blow this up a little more so you can see the numbers. Hopefully that helps you a little. So, all right. But yeah, let's go through a few things on what we did with Neo, which is awesome. I'm going to try to decide if I want to. Let's just do that. And then we'll pull that. And we'll pull this in. Okay. All right. So the interesting thing about Neo is he definitely kept saying the potential of a push, but he kept saying that we do have a long way potential down. So I have some levels on my other screen that he marked, and I'm going to ask him here in a minute. I usually wait till about 9:15, and then we'll ask him for some key levels. But really quickly, guys, for those just joining on TikTok, good morning. Hope you had a great fourth. If you look at my screen here, this is Neo. You're going to hear him talk. He is our AI that we created. It is web-based. You can go to nextstepalgo.com, and you too can use him. When you go in there, this is TradeVision. And so Neo is our AI for the whole site. He's most everywhere. He helps with training, teaching, all that stuff. But TradeVision is kind of the brain. That's the hub, right, where you're going to trade with. Neo can do anything. So pretty much, for the most part. He doesn't actually trade for anybody. That will be coming in watch list, but not yet. But he's going to be your coach, mentor, guide. He has his own data feed. There's no setup. There's no settings. There's no nothing. You just talk to him. That's it. So he has his own independent stuff. It's all web-based, and you can do it from your phone. So we do have a free trial. No credit card link that you have to do, anything like that. We want people to truly try it. So you just go to nextstepalgo.com. and you can try that. So, if you have questions about them as we go, please ask, and I'll be happy to answer them. Once we get to 9:30 and I'm trading, a lot of people in the room help out with that. Oh, speaking of that, let me open the actual room. Forgot we do that at 9 now. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Open up the open. There we go. Now we're open. All right. So if you guys want to come in and trade, you can. If you want to do it on TikTok, you can. Both are free. When you come into our website, open sessions is where you go. You click on it and you can just see that, and it takes you to a Google Meet like that. So pretty easy. It's all web-based, everything. All right. So now with Neo, guys, as I talked about last week, he has memory. It's very tailored user experience. You want to talk to him, let him get to know you. He's going to look for development opportunities, coaching, all that. He's going to be your guide. The biggest thing I notice at times is that people treat him more like a tool than a mentor, and he is way more than that. If he gives you advice or questions or key levels or direction or anything like that, challenge it. Always challenge it. Why did you say this level? Why is this level important? Why is your bias this? Why is your bias that? He only has so much room that he can talk, right? And so he does have overrides that he can talk more at times. But you want to just always ask. He's going to explain it. So, yeah, so we'll get started real quick and let him kind of introduce that. Morning, Neo. Thanks for the pre-market data. We are going to start getting ready for market open. I just went live on TikTok and other places. So if you want to introduce yourself. Dun, dun, dun. All right.
Morning. Good to be here with the audience. I'm Neo, your real-time trading partner designed to help you stop guessing, cut the hype, and start trading with a plan that actually uses structure, liquidity, and risk control to keep you on the right side of the move. Let's get to work. What are we watching for the open?
So I have him on uncensored, my disclaimer. So at times he can be a little sassy, but he usually behaves unless he sees something or hears something that I say that's stupid. So showed people a little example of that last night, which was funny. But we can ask him any kind of questions, like, for example, some people like to believe that you just give signal calls. What else can you do to help them grow as a trader or create consistency, discipline? Kind of how can you help them? I'm going to pull this over.
Signals are just crutches that keep you guessing. I'm here to help you build a real process by focusing on structure, confirmation, and risk control. I teach you how to read liquidity and trap risk so you stop chasing setups and start waiting for the market to prove its intent with confirmed entries and clear invalidation.
And there we go. So we ended up getting that pull after all, guys, on that. I didn't take that last one because I don't trade past 9, but not a bad play. All right, let me look at that. Good deal. So we are just about 9:15. What key levels should we be looking for as we approach open? And then I'll ask you where you think price might go as we get closer to open. So I'm going to mute the indicators for now and we can just mark levels.
The market is holding near the 29880, 29890 area, but we have bearish volume pressure building. Watch for a reclaim and hold above 29,915 to show buyer strength, or a clean breakdown below 29,865 to confirm the sellers are taking over.
Okay, so 9:15. Those are the key levels he's going to just point out, and then we got 965. Okay. Are there any other levels above 915 or below 865 that would become potential target areas or reaction levels? I want to see if he'll expand a little farther for me.
For the upside, if price reclaims 29,915 and clears the 29,935 area, look toward 29987 as the next structure target. To the downside, if price breaks 29,865, the next reaction zone opens up near 29780.
Okay, so we're going to put that one there. Yeah, and then so he's still holding strong on the 780. So let me put that one there. There we go. I'll lock that. Gives us a little bit of a range for now. I don't recommend you guys taking any trades right now. I will let it go because I just want to see how it plays, right? Not only that, but uh, yeah, that's exactly what Neo's doing. But thanks, man. I know. Want to learn a real setup? Uh, yeah. So again, after 9, it's not ideal to take a trade anyway. So I would a lot of times I just want to study it right between 9 and 9:30. So we'll see where the open wants to take it. So let's see. Just want to make sure I'm all set up on all stuff. Should be good. Yep. Okay. Good deal, guys. If you have questions, you got a few minutes to ask them. We have PMI at 9:45, so I would caution taking a trade too early on that. He's connected to a lot of variations of data. It's not one feed. So he has real-time data. He has institutional order flow data. He has positioning, all that stuff, among many other things. So yeah, so. But right now we're tracking the MNQ or NQ. But on him, I'm on MNQ, so you can flip either way. So so you can see that 865 that he had hit is beginning its kind of descent. He keeps preaching that 780. It's gonna be interesting if we get all the way down there. Let's see what we got. So this is the I mean, it's a classic fall, right, from our channel break though that we were talking about this morning. So he has been preaching the 865 pull down to the 780. So curious to see if we hit it before open. Yeah. You don't have to connect any of your own data on there. Yeah, try it
He
out, man.
told me earlier that the main liquidity that he was looking for from institutions was at 555, somewhere around there. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So the institutional data on that, remember, is going to be where it was when we closed on Thursday, right? And so when it comes to the institutional data, if we get a little ways away from it, I always like to wait till that open, and then you get the new updated data points. So, but yeah, it's funny. So last night, guys, when we were trading with him over here, he kept saying 30,010 was our ceiling. We hit it like 4 times. And then he threw out a target of 780 out of nowhere, right? And I'm like, that's pretty far. And look, we actually came down and hit it. So he called last night really well. So let's see. So 865 is his kind of number he keeps referring to. It's interesting if you think about it. You guys know I love these little measure moves. If I take the ruler high to that 780, it puts it pretty close to that 65, being that 50%. But again, we're coming into news here soon too, so we're going to see a lot of shakeouts as well. We crossed 30,000 at open. So interesting that you mentioned that. I'm going to ask him again here in a minute, but he was mentioning that based on institutional positioning, there's definitely a potential for us seeing upside on open. So it could be. I'll ask him again here. It's 9:20. I want to wait just a few more minutes, and then I want to ask him. Usually about 9:25, I like to ask him about where he thinks that he would send price, and that's kind of where we set our lines. So, but as of right now, he said if we break the 65 and we hold that, we're going to 780 or in that area. So, and he was talking about that up here. So far it's pretty good call. Pretty good call. And you'd be up almost 80 points already. But yeah.
I got my out on Friday.
Did you get it? Nice. Good job.
I got it. Yep. The only thing is, though, is my funded that puts you down to like. So I took 50% of my balance due, but my drawdown's at like 240 right now. So I'll be trading one NEQ today.
Oh man, yeah. If you take it out early, it'll do that. Got back to my 9 to 5. Well, whatever floats your boat, buddy. Whatever floats your boat. Trading is not for everybody. So let's hang out a couple more minutes, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Be ready on Mondays for lots of traps, guys. As always, I recommend that you keep your volume manageable coming into open, especially on Mondays. And so, what I'm curious is if we pull through this double bottom, let me ask them. We broke that 865, so that kind of becomes our line in the sand, right? If we stay below that, we would expect the rejection back to the 780. If I reclaim 865, what would be our projected target? So he's saying if we stay below here, expectation was there. I want to see what he expects if we break that. And then we'll ask him about where he thinks it's going.
Quick correction.
I know, people just like saying
Current
stupid
price
shit.
is 29,840, so 29,865 is now overhead resistance, not support. A short is clean
That's
while
what I
price
said.
stays below that level. If you reclaim 29,865 and hold, your first projected target is the 29,915 area.
Got it. So again, we'll let him take a couple minutes, and I usually wait till about 9:25 before I ask him. So. All right. Yeah. I know, let me out of TikTok jail. Are you trying to hold it? Let's see. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I mean, hey, if you love your job, man, do your thing. At the end of the day, man, whatever makes people happy. That's all that matters. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and ask him here. So as we approach 9:45, if you were a market maker or running the book, where would you send price come the 9:30 bell to wreck the most retail? Let's see.
If I were hunting retail liquidity, I'd look to push price above the 29,935 resistance to trap breakout buyers, then immediately slam it back under 29,865 to trigger those stops. That kind of fake out forces the long side momentum to flip, turning late buyers into forced sellers just as the institutional flow might actually want to defend lower support.
Okay, so I'm gonna mark those there. So we're a little bit early on asking that, so we'll see if I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. Now that we marked those lines, he's expecting that come into open that they would try to send it up. So that 9:35 and then slam it back down. So let's see. And then what we'll do is once market opens, guys. This is NEO. He's the AI for our company. So he does the reads here. So if you're even curious, you probably want to hang around because he's pretty accurate. The once the market opens, then we will ask him again, right? Because then now he has the new institutional positioning and intent as well. So we're just gonna give it a little time here. But guys, I did a kind of a session last night with the mentor group, and we talked a lot about margin. So the win rate, my favorite question. I'm gonna answer that in 1 second. The thing that with him, guys, it is majority of his lines, almost every single time, if he calls out liquidity, it hits. The only people typically who may find losses within are people that are trying to over margin, right? Over leverage. And as good as he is with stuff, you still don't want to over leverage, right? Because the market has to have room to wiggle. There's nothing more frustrating as a trader than to watch your target get hit that he called, but you got wiped because you wanted to go way too big. So we have 4 minutes and then we're going to be strictly trading, but I'll briefly answer your win rate questions. A couple things. One, he's not currently trading for you, so he's not executing trades. He's a coach, so that's going to negate the win rate theories of that. More so, the question would be, what is his accuracy, which is really, really good. I also hate the win rate decision because as a long-term trader, I can tell you that is not a very good question because of the fact that I can be a 98% win rate trader and still lose all my accounts because I have no risk management and blew everything, right? That's just a question that people like to ask. So I have proven many times that I could be a 65% win rate day and still have a $6,000 day. And at that point, you probably wouldn't care about my win rate. If anything more so, though, think of Neo as a coach, right? He's a guide, coach, mentor. He has his own data feeds. He's going to be willing to accept your own strategies. He's not trying to teach you a new strategy. So if you have your own strategy, your own indicators, all that, you're just going to ask him more for validation. So, but we got 2 minutes. If you're curious, hang out and see what he can do. It's pretty awesome. Anything adjust that you would need to adjust for what you would do at the bell? Because now we are only 2 minutes away. Now that you see some updated price, would you make any adjustments? So his call was below 65 originally that we would pull it to 780. His pivot
Price
was on
has
bell.
drifted slightly lower into the 29,840 area, which is still comfortably above the 29,826 VWAP. I'm not changing the plan. I still need price to reclaim and hold 29,865 for a clean long, or lose that 29,826 VWAP level to open the door for a short.
Sounds good. As far as the wrecking the most liquidity, are you still expecting a potential move to the upside on open? So once he does get market open, we're going to get his data. I
The
just want to see if
bullish
he's
bias
pivoting.
remains intact because price is holding structure, but I need to see a reclaim and hold above 29,865
Okay, so on open,
to
if we
confirm
get
the
the
push toward that
865,
29,915 liquidity target. If price fails to reclaim that level or loses the 29,826
bear flag
VWAP,
too.
the liquidity hunt path shifts to the downside instead.
Yeah, so 780, guys, was his target. It's going to be awesome to see if it hits that, but I'll ask once market opens here in a second for the new institutional data, levels, bias, all that stuff. So stand by. So we'll let market open come.
Understood. Stand by. I'm locked in and ready to map the liquidity, bias, and levels as soon as the bell rings and the data updates.
Okay, ding, ding, ding. There's the pull to 780. Perfect. So his expectation on the downside was 780, upside was 935. So let's see where we go. But 865 is his line in the sand, guys. Remember. Okay, so we'll give him a minute for the data. So we got the first pull to the 780, perfect. I mean, shit, if you had a limit order there, that was pretty good. He's saying the upside is likely the 935 if we break 865. He put a little condition in there, so we're gonna give him a little bit of time to get the data. So I took a low a low one off that bounce from the 780 that's up like 300. But I'm gonna trail on it just to see if we get to that 935 he was talking about. So 915 is the one there as well. So let's wait and see. We're still driving. I'm just gonna give him a minute or so. Let's see. Now that market has opened and you see the institutional data as well as pivoting or positioning, can you give us our plan today? What are the institutions doing? What should the bias be? And give me an update on my key levels, including what is the highest reaction level. So let's see if he's going to adjust any of these levels, guys.
The market is open and institutional flow is showing positive buy pressure.
Yeah,
with
hold on,
price holding
Forge.
above the institutional pivot at 29,454. However, I'm currently seeing sell pressure in the volume data, so I'm not chasing the long yet. The highest upside reaction level and primary resistance is the major wall near 29,925, which acts as the main obstacle for any bullish continuation. My bias is neutral to bullish. The long is only worth considering if price reclaims and holds above 29,865 with buyer absorption, while the short is only a conditional idea if price loses the 29,826 VWAP and fails to reclaim it. Watch for a liquidity hunt toward that 29,925 wall if buyers take control, but stay cautious since we are roughly 30 minutes out from the ISM Services PMI data release.
See, he does get the economic stuff too, so he's going to be able to help you with that as well. So he updated that one to 925. Should I remove my 915 line? So now that he has the new data, we're just going to update our lines. And I'm just talking to him. I'm just clicking the microphone. I'm still in the long on this one.
Keep the
He's going to
915
end up in it.
line for
Look at
now
this.
as a reference for the early range, but do not trade off it. It's no longer your primary structural level. Prioritize the current institutional reaction zone near 29,875 and the 29,927 resistance, as those levels are what the market is actually respecting right now.
Okay, so we'll put that one back at 75. And then you said keep the 915, which look, it rejected almost perfect on it. So right when it hit the 915, that's where I had my TP on it. So that was about a $600 trade on that one. I just took a limit order here, and it smacked this one and took it up. Forged, I'm actually live trading, so some of the guys in my mentor group will help with questions while I'm watching this and kind of talking to Neo. But if you're intrigued, yeah, stick around. Once we're done, right around 10:30, 11, we'll likely be done, and then I'll pivot that. As far as the institutions, are we seeing buy or sell pressure? I want to see what the institutions, they were in buy pressure, guys, so that's what I want to see.
Institutional flow is currently showing sell pressure and a negative trend, which conflicts with the price structure trying to hold support. Because of that conflict, I wouldn't trust the long until price reclaims 29,928 and holds it. Otherwise, the bearish flow could easily trigger a liquidity hunt to the downside.
Makes sense. As we continue to push up, what is the level that the institutions look like they might heavily defend that would open up for a rejection short? See, I'm going to constantly challenge them. Keep asking questions, asking questions, asking questions. So he hit his 935.
The immediate institutional defense zone is centered around the 29,931 area, which is our closest obstacle. If price pushes into that 29931, 29933 zone and sellers show absorption or failed reclaim, that's where the rejection setup becomes cleanest.
Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, I messed up on something. Hold on 1 second, guys. I think I switched my accounts. 1 second. I was looking to take a quick options thing and I ended up going to the wrong account apparently. Let's see. Sorry guys, I gotta flip to this. Man, that sucks too. I was literally jumping in that put right there. Ow, that sucks. Somehow it landed on my margin one, not my cash. Well, that rejection was awesome, guys. Most of you guys should be done for the day.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one, dude. I was kind of
Oh
pissed off.
man, I missed it too because the stupid ass man. How did this go to my? Give me 1 second, guys, because now I'm a little annoyed. What in the world? Dude, that sucks. That would have been such a good trade right there.
I just made $25 on the upswing. That's my first trade on this account, the one with the lowest drawdown. But I did pass another eval and made $220 on it. So
Nice,
no,
good
I had
job.
some.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he was right. And let me see. Do you guys, you guys do well in the drop? Man, I was waiting for that. Right when he said that was an exaction. Oh, he did it again. Right when he said that was a reaction zone, man, I literally had it set to take a good put, man. That would have been huge. And I was on the wrong account. Oh, I'm so mad. I got it on my futures, but I wanted to get it on my options. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm a little extra especially annoyed on this now. Oh, man. Yeah, he just called it again. That was also.
Yeah, I've still got a bit to drop.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, he said 780 is what was his call. But
Yeah,
I just gotta.
751's my level, and then 680 after that.
Yeah, I gotta get logged into here. I don't know why that I haven't clicked on my margin account in forever. I don't know why it defaulted to that. Stupid. Just give me a moment, guys. Why is this? There it is. Yep. I don't know. I don't know how that got selected. That's so stupid. Man, that was a big short too. That's okay. Let me just make sure I can even take it now first.
Maybe I'll get back on if you reject the halfway point.
Right. Yeah, so it's pulling into that one, but I'm gonna sign out. So now I got it flipped over to that one, so it should log into this one. Man, that screwed me up, guys. Apologize, but at least, hey, he called that short. For those who got that, should have been a great grab. But look at that reclaim right off of that 780. 780 is what he was saying was a big pivot, so I'm trying to hurry because I might be able to maybe get it in time. Why is it doing that?
He called both those levels, the 780 first, and then the 931. So you got them both right.
Yeah, yeah, you know, he nailed that one. Why in the hell? I'm so annoyed right now. I will get this situated. Oh, I think I got it. Okay. So dumb. All right. Should be good now, but that's okay. Maybe I'll get another opportunity here. Neo gives lots of calls, so. All right. Somehow that switched my account. So, uh, so Roger, yeah, there's definitely a lot more downside, but be careful on that. And you can see, so his 931 and 7080 is what he's been talking about, and we just ranged like a mother. So hopefully you guys took some within that. Let's ask him. You nailed that. We rejected really hard off that 931, but as you noticed, we're reclaiming also a lot. Do you expect this to blow through the 931, or are we expecting a potential consolidation based on what you see on the data and what institutions are doing?
That rejection at 29,931 proves the institutional obstacle is holding for now, and with ISM services PMI under 20 minutes away, the market is favoring compression over a clean breakout. Expect consolidation or liquidity sweep rather than a direct blow through, as institutional flow remains sell biased and is likely pinning price to induce retail traps before the news.
All right, guys. Dude, what is going on with this? Okay. Man, I'm sorry, guys. This is all out of whack right now. So I just tested a position, and it's not giving me my position. What in the world is going on? Hold on one second, guys. I'll mess with this later if I can get into my mobile or on the right settings. Yeah, look at that right off the 925 he was talking about. Yeah, my mobile works, so I'm just gonna manage it from within there. But yeah, I took a put when it hit up to the 930, and so it's up like 300. But that's why I'm like, okay, now I got it, but now where's my positions? This whole thing has just been. I've not had. I don't know what got reset on this. It's driving me absolutely nuts, which is distracting the hell out of me, as I'm sure you guys have noticed. Um, yeah. Hmm. Anyways, all right. I'll use my phone for the position, so we should be fine. So let's keep talking to him. We have that news coming in 2 minutes. What is an expected move if you were running the market? Where would you send price pre-news here in 2 minutes? Well, 1 minute. So I guess where would you send price when the news hits? What's the expected thought based on the data? So we're holding the 50% here.
With news hitting in
But we have
roughly
news.
15 minutes, the market is currently compressed between 29,875 support and 29,895 resistance. If I were hunting liquidity, I'd push price into the 29,925 resistance zone to trap late longs, or sweep below 29,875 to flush weak longs before deciding direction. Stay flat and wait for the news spike. Don't gamble on direction before the volatility settles and structure confirms.
What do institutions look like they're doing? Yeah, I like to just probe him to see what he sees. We'll see.
Institutional flow is currently bearish and hitting sell pressure, which conflicts with price trying to hold support at 29,894. That conflict means they aren't committing to a clear direction yet, likely waiting for the ISM Services PMI news to force the next liquidity sweep.
Okay, so we got the news drop. Let's see if we get any reaction. A little bit of a push. Little bit of a push from the news here. Do you still see 987 as a decent level, or what is a reaction zone above 931 if the news happens to breach it? I want to see if he gives us a level up top here. News didn't really do much. Not yet.
That push is likely institutional front running ahead of the 10 a.m. news. At this point, 29928,
Here's another one at 10.
29935 is your primary overhead resistance, reaction zone. While 29,895 has flipped to potential support, I wouldn't bet on any level holding clean until after the PMI spike. Stay flat and wait for the news volatility to clear, because a liquidity sweep of those 29,935 highs is exactly the kind of trap the market loves to set before the real move.
Is the 29,987 still viable as we start to approach that a little? Also, what would we look for a long, deep rejection if we fall backwards?
That 29,987 level is still a relevant planning target, but don't treat it as a magnet. It's an institutional reaction zone that may act as an obstacle if price keeps pushing. For a long side deep projection, wait for a confirmed pullback and hold above the 29,930 institutional support zone. If price loses that 29,930 area, the long setup is toast and you're looking at a rotation back toward 29895.
Okay, so the 930. So we're rejecting a little bit now. Are we expecting a bullish continuation, or does this look like a trap? Give us our plan. I want to see if he's going to counter it. Anybody who starts with pro tip always cracks me up.
This rejection
It's
at
typically not a pro tip.
29,927 resistance is high risk because we're barely 13 minutes from the ISM PMI release. It looks more like a liquidity sweep for the breakout buyers than a clean reversal.
What's he
The
pulling
long
at 10?
idea is only viable if price holds above the 29,896 support zone and reclaims 29,927 with volume, while the short is only worth considering if price fails that reclaim and loses 29,896. With news volatility imminent, keep the size tiny or stay flat until the spike passes to avoid getting trapped in a chop zone sweep.
There you go. Mark all those levels. So we do have another drop here at 10 a.m. So might be what it's waiting on though. But we didn't get too much reaction on that yet. But it is losing that 931. If we get that pull below and we happen to break below that 780, what is the target below? And what do you think the path of least resistance is right now based on data and what institutions are doing?
If we break below the 29,786 level, the path of least resistance quickly opens toward 29,741 and 29,687, which are your next major measured move targets. Institutional flow is currently bearish, so if price loses 29,786 and fails to reclaim it, expect the sell side liquidity to take over. Just watch out for the 29,936 resistance trap before trying to force any short.
Gotcha. How high do you think institutions will let this go before they step in to defend it heavily? Again, guys, I'm going to keep challenge them.
The major institutional resistance wall sits at 30,036. That's where the heavy sell pressure is likely waiting to trap breakout chasers. Don't bet on a clean run there. Price will likely get chopped up as it clears the 29,933 reaction level, so look for a failed reclaim or resistance rejection before trusting any short.
All right, so we've got those levels. So 36 is like their line in the sand there. Let's see. Let's ask them. Based on the data that you have now, would you be leaning more long or short? What is your overall bias? Oh yeah, on options is crazy, isn't it? VR. He does so good on options.
My bias is bearish because institutional flow is negative and structure keeps failing to make new highs. It's a buyer weakness setup where any push is likely just a liquidity sweep before a drop. Don't force a short right now. The 29,929 area is currently acting as support, so I need price to lose that level, retest it from underneath, and show seller defense before trusting the bearish continuation.
Okay,
With ISM PMI less than 10 minutes away, sit on your hands. Trying to pick a direction before that volatility hits is just asking to get chopped up.
There you go. So 29 is his line. I'm going to mark that and delete the other one. 87 is what he said earlier, so we're going to do that one as well. So there's our tap on the 87. So 36 is where he's saying that he thinks they'll heavily defend if we get up there. But 87 was one he marked earlier, so let's watch. So on the way down, the 29 is his line in the sand for a deeper short play. So the ticker I'm watching is MNQ1 exclamation. So it gets the continuation of the contracts. So let's see how it reacts here. So 30,036 is where he said that they defend. So you want to look for a potential opening of shorts on there if we get there. He's usually really good with those, calling those type of reaction levels as well. So let's see if we get up there. Wait. Price is starting to try to approach that 30,036. If we lose the 29,987, would that be kind of an open door for the shorts to take over? Or what would be a viable short with the best optimal target?
Losing the 29,987 level puts you right in the blender near the 29,933 support, so I wouldn't call that an open door for shorts until price breaks and holds below that 29,929 support zone.
See, he's not going to budge. He still wants it to
is
break
only
here.
8 minutes away, so trying to short here is just begging to get swept by a liquidity grab. Sit tight and wait for the news-driven volatility to clarify the structure.
Let's see. So 29 is his, and we have a good trend here. So it's not a bad thought or play as well. They're definitely driving it down from that 987. Looking really good. So 929 was his line in the sand. If we can break through that, it's going to be a deeper fall. See how it's
If you're
bouncing?
seeing rejection from that 29,946 level, don't get ahead of yourself. The structure is still fighting over that 29,935 support, and the ISM PMI news is only 7 minutes away. I'd wait for a confirmed breakdown and retest of that 29,935 support zone before trusting the short, because chasing right into that level is exactly where late sellers get trapped.
Okay, so look at that bounce right off 929. See how he said not to take it? Oh, dude, it's awesome. The biggest thing I want to tell you guys, when you're talking to Neo, continuously ask him questions. Ask him, are you sure? Like right now, you say, hey, we got to bounce off 929. Would that flip you bullish? See if he's going to sway. If he does not sway, if he's stubborn, he's usually right. He's proven me right or wrong a few times. We got a pretty good bounce off that 929. Should I be looking long? See, I'm going to mention something like that, and I want to see if he says, maybe, or no.
That 29,929 level was the reaction zone I wanted to see, but with ISM PMI only 6 minutes away, that bounce is just as likely to be a news-driven liquidity sweep as a real reversal. Don't chase the bounce. Wait for the news spike to clear, then look for a retest to hold or a failed reclaim to confirm the real direction.
We're bouncing a little rejection off of the 87, so this might be a lower high push that might bring it down to the 929. But I agree with you. News coming up here in 6 minutes. We want to see what that does. I'm just watching the levels. If anything adjusts, want to ask questions, let me know. So look at that. It bounced right off his level here and rejected so far right off that level there. Now we just want to watch the 50%.
Smart move.
Right?
ISM PMI is 5 minutes out.
Right there.
So that rejection
So if
near
we lose that, it's
29,986 is just noise until the news hits and forces price to commit. Watch whether price holds that 29,946 reaction zone or flushes right through it once the volatility kicks in.
So 5 minutes for news. Oh yeah, he's been on point. But again, guys, you know the market changes, the data changes, the institutional stuff shifts. You don't want to just go, hey, give me your levels, and then trade those levels for a while, right? You want to continuously talk to him. Just, hey, do you see any change? Do you see anything altering? He's going to tell you. If he tells you bias short and you say, well, I'm thinking of going long, and he agrees or is kind of open to that, then it tells you it's not a super strong bias. And so you guys have seen, many of you, that when he says bias, institutions are shorting. Um, man, he let that thing go up 100, 150 points, and he's like, I don't care. Still, I'm not shifting. And so, like, watch, I'll ask him, with this pressure as we go into the news being so high and higher lows and all that, are you shifting your bias to long? I want to ask him. If he says, yeah, I'm thinking about it, then tells you it might not be a deep drop, right? All that stuff tells you something. I want to see if he'll budge because he
My
won't.
bias isn't shifting. If
See,
anything, the higher lows into this news spike just scream inducement
see, he
to
won't agree
trap
with you.
longs before a flush. I'm not touching this until ISM PMI clears, because if buyers can't reclaim the 29,996 resistance wall on the news, the higher low structure is just a setup for a deeper breakdown.
All right. While we wait the 3 minutes, I'm going to try to figure this out real quick, guys. Oh, that's why I was doing that. Okay, that's stupid. Never mind. I know why I did it. I'm so anal about everything being this similar in my trading. When I teach, every now and then I'll change some things. And I forgot I changed it because of the weekend. And so I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. All right. So he ain't budging. He's like, my bias ain't changed a thing. Once the news comes out, what level above or below would cause the most kind of biggest reaction, you think, if it breaks? And what would flip your bias to be potentially bullish?
If price breaks and holds above 29,976, that clears the immediate overhead reaction zone and flips the bias bullish for a run at 30,036. If it drops and fails to reclaim 29,926, the bearish continuation gets the green light toward 29741.
Ooh,
Don't
741.
overthink the news. The level break is the only thing that actually matters here.
Okay, so he's thinking 741. That's the lowest one he's sent so far, aside from your 500 one. Let's see. If you can confirm for me so I can make sure I know which levels are which ones are the institutional gamma wall levels and which ones are the most important?
I can't share proprietary data, but I can show you how to map these levels for your
He
plan.
blocked me.
The most important area right now is the 29,976 gamma resistance wall, which is your immediate upside hurdle. For support, keep your eyes on the 29,926 major gamma wall, as that is the primary level buyers need to defend if things get shaky. Treat anything else as extended context, not active scalp levels. Want me to show you the confirmation path for when the news hits?
Yes, please. That's the thing you guys will notice too. He does follow-up questions if he wants to share more data, but he doesn't have enough room to type.
ISM Services PMI is less than a minute out, so shut down all new trades immediately. This isn't the time to be chasing anything. If you're already in a position, tighten your stops or get flat, because the liquidity hunt will rip through both sides of the range regardless of your bias.
Let's see. Are you still leaning towards a bias on bearish though? Assuming the news comes in flat? I want to see if he's going to budge. So news is starting to ramp up here.
The bearish bias is still favored because price is struggling to reclaim key levels and institutional flow remains negative, but don't bet on it yet. If the news comes in flat, I need price to reject 29,976 or lose 29,926 with real seller volume before trusting a short. If it just chops in between, wait for a clean break of either level rather than gambling on a direction.
So 926 is his line in the sand, and see that we just swept it and pushed too. Looks like we just had the news drop. We had a little sweep to the south and a little bit of a reclaim as well. So anything change with the plan, or if we break that 926 with some conviction, that's our short. I'm going to keep asking them out, is anything changed? Anything changed? Anything changed? Are we still this? Is it, I'll always ask them.
The news release just spiked liquidity to 29,914.25 and swept the immediate lows, so don't get trapped by the initial whip. If price fails to reclaim and hold 29,926 with conviction, that breakdown confirms the bearish continuation and makes the short valid. Until then, price is just chopping. Stay patient for the follow-through so you don't end up on the wrong side of the post-news expansion.
Gotcha. Are you expecting still that 30,036 to be the most heavily defended area for institutions? See, it's holding that 26. So 87, let's see this test again. This is going to be the moment of truth.
30,037 remains the primary institutional resistance zone where they're likely stacking orders, so expect that area to be heavily defended if price pushes back into it. Don't chase the move. That level is where the real trap risk sits, so wait for a clean rejection or a confirmed reclaim if you're looking to trade near it.
Awesome. Well, I'm still on TikTok. Do you have any advice to new people on how to trade or what to watch for on news? I'll let them do a little that.
Welcome to the stream. If you're new, the biggest piece of advice is to stop hunting for magic indicators and start reading where liquidity is actually sitting. Most people get wrecked because they buy obvious support or sell obvious resistance, which is exactly where the smart money likes to hunt for retail stops. My advice: focus on structure, wait for the actual reclaim or rejection confirmation, and always have a hard invalidation level before you even think about clicking buy or sell. Stop trying to predict where the market is going and start reacting to what price is actually proving.
Are you able to actually help people that are brand new, that don't know anything or very little? I'm just waiting to see what it's going to do, guys. 87 was what I was watching for the break up, break back here.
I can help, but you have to be willing to actually learn the process. I'm here to help you stop guessing and start trading with a real plan, setup, confirmation, invalidation, and risk management. If you're starting from zero, the most important lesson is to quit looking for easy money and start respecting the structure. Are you ready to stop chasing and learn how to map out a real setup, or are you just looking for me to tell you where to click?
No, I'm good. I was just looking for you to tell people what to expect if they're brand new. Let's get back to the charts. What are we looking at? What's the expectation?
For the brand new
he's sassy today.
Expect the market to tear your face off if you treat this like a casino instead of a business. Trading isn't about guessing direction. It's about waiting for a setup that actually has confirmation, a real invalidation level, and enough room to hit a target. If you don't have a plan for where you're wrong before you click, you're not trading. You're just donating money. Focus on structure and wait for the market to prove its intent, or stay flat and keep your capital.
Always sound advice for the new people, but we can pivot off of that. I think they get the point. Let's go back to the chart and start looking for the trades. Looks like the bears are trying to continue to defend that 987, but they can't quite break the 926. Are you seeing any anomalies or anything that isn't lining up? I want to see if he has anything that isn't lining up. I love that. The rip and face off comment's funny.
Zone between the 29,947 support area and the overhead resistance. Bears are fighting to defend that pivot, but the fact that they can't flush price through 29,927 shows seller weakness, and if buyers start reclaiming that 29,957 reaction level, the short thesis is going to get squeezed hard. If the market keeps stalling here, don't chase the chop. Wait for the breakout or breakdown confirmation, because this consolidation is just loading up for a liquidity hunt. Do you want me to map out the exact level that traps the next wave of late sellers, or are you looking for the reclaim trigger for a long?
Yeah, any levels that we should be really watching is definitely helpful. See, the 926 is trying to hold. Let's see if we get the break below.
Watch the 29,927.23 level like a hump. It's acting as the immediate overhead resistance.
No, I don't think so.
If price can't reclaim and hold that area, the sellers are going to keep the pressure on. If it fails to hold as resistance, look for the next move down toward the 29,897 support zone. Don't force a trade until you see price actually reject or confirm one of those levels.
Roger, I love your sass, man, your confidence, but in all fairness, you said we're going way down here. Let's be honest. Come on now. Don't be tooting no horn up here. All we've done is consolidating. And I'm not even disagreeing with you, and he hasn't even disagreed with you. So good job. I don't know if you were looking for that thumbs up. Good job, buddy. But good job. He's held strong too as far as bearish, but your long or your short way down hasn't quite happened yet. So we can't toot the horn quite yet there. But nobody's disagreed with you. But again, I'm just a lot of these questions I ask is because I want to show people what he can do. So, but love the energy, love it. Buyers are still defending that 926. Any expectation to push higher? You think sellers look like they're stepping in? I'm going to keep asking him questions because I want you guys to see what he can do with it.
Quick correction. Current price is 29,927.31. So price is actually testing the 29,927.73 institutional level right now, not holding above it. Sellers are active, and with sell pressure at over 80% based on recent volume, I wouldn't bet on a clean push higher without a confirmed reclaim of the 29,977.23 reaction zone. If buyers can't hold this 29,927 area, the bearish flow is going to drag this lower toward the next support near 29,897. Don't chase the long here.
Appreciate it, man.
Wait for price to prove it can hold and clear the overhead resistance first.
So real quick, guys, just a reminder to everybody, when I push my button here and start talking to him and send it, he is already grabbed that data. So if it's US open, right, it's going to show the price slightly off because it's moving. He's not going to constantly be updating the ticker as it moves. I mean, it just moves so fast, it's not impossible to do that. So if you see a little bit of a price off, right, the most important part is the bias, the direction, the levels, things like that, right? So that makes sense. So you said 977. We had 987. Are we expecting a push back up to that 30,036 that you said we'd get to in the first place? I'm going to keep challenging them. The same with you guys, right? When you're on testing them out, I want you to keep challenging them, challenging them. Never stop challenging them.
Price is fighting to reclaim that 29,977 institutional level right now. If it holds above that, 30027, 30037 is absolutely the upside target I'm watching. Just don't bet the farm on that push yet. If buyers fail to clear and hold 29,977, this is just another trap,
So
and you'll see it rotate right back into the support zone. You want to see the breakout, a retest, and clear candle close confirmation before trusting the 30K move.
Okay, so 77. I'm going to ask him again. Based on this bullish pressure, are you flipping your bias, or you think institutions are just letting this go to drive it back down? Should we stay short or long? I'm going to keep challenging them. Because the markets are always changing, right? They're forever changing. Depends what levels we break.
I'm not flipping bias yet. Institutional flow remains negative and price is still caught in a bullish push failed structure. This buy pressure looks more like a liquidity hunt toward the 30,027 reaction zone, where I expect sellers to try and defend the move.
They're pivoting.
Stay short only if price rejects near 30,027 or loses the 29,928 support zone with candle close confirmation. If you're currently short, keep a tight invalidation above the 30,037 major wall. If it clears that, the bearish thesis is officially toast.
Okay, so this wall moved to 37. If it clears that, it's toast, because that's their line in the sand, according to him. So let's see where we go on that. There we go. So based on what institutions are doing, you're thinking this might just be inducement? Again, I'm going to keep challenging them, challenging them. Calibration, I do the same with mine. I'm going to guess yours is not the same as mine.
Testing the 30,007 immediate reaction level. This push looks like classic inducement to trap breakout buyers before rejection. I wouldn't trust a long until price reclaims and holds above 30,027 with clear volume support. Until then, I'm treating this as a high-risk liquidity hunt. If
Shouldn't be.
sellers
We're all on
defend
it.
the
Let's see.
30K area and price loses 29,967, the bearish trap scenario is fully back
No,
in
it's still
play.
on. Open session still there as well. Try to clear your cache, Savvy. See if you're maybe cached. Yeah, or try your phone. Your statement wasn't very clear, so a generalized responsive calibration people doesn't quite explain it. And then saying yours is the same. Kind of looks like it's the same. But
Now he's saying 67 is the line in the sand.
who is?
Neo, did he say 67 on the low end?
No, I was talking to yeah, of course. Hey, good job, man. Yeah, so he was talking about the 30,027 is what he's expecting a potential push reject. 37 is his line of the sand for on the upper end. Yeah, yeah. Below here, he wants it to get below. Well, it was 26, so he might be pivoting that.
Yeah, he moved to the 67.
Yeah, and loses the bear trap. Yeah, so now he moved this one to 67. Yeah, you're right. So let's move that one. 0.00. All right, there we go. Buyers are pushing though. They're trying. Now that we've broken back above those levels, so if I understand you correctly, if we break back below the 967, that opens the door for a potential short. Anything above that, we should stay neutral. Just going to challenge them.
We should hit that 30. You're on the right track.
Yeah,
but don't
that's
just
what it looks
use
like to me.
29,967 as a blind short trigger. You need to see price break it, hold below it, and show seller defense. If we stay above that level, the bullish structure is still fighting, so I'm looking for a clean hold and confirmation before trusting any short.
If we do reject off that 37 with some steam, what is the most critical level on the way down that we would want to break to give us the longest kind of target play? Where would it all break down? That's what I want to know. What do you have yours?
903 is POC that I've got.
Yeah.
If we reject off the 30,037 wall, the first real door opener is 29,967. Losing that confirms the bearish shift and opens the path toward the larger liquidity targets. Once 29,967 falls, the cleanest target for a deeper structure play is the 29,930 major support zone, which is where buyers will likely try to defend the move before allowing any extension toward the 29,872 institutional pivot.
Okay, so I'm gonna move the 72. So 67 opens the path if we break, reject. So he's thinking there's a chance we may sweep it, reclaim, because he wants a break and a hold to get the scalp to the 26. 26 is still his line in the sand for a deeper play on that. So we're pushing up into that 27.37 now. So let's see. Let me ask him about as we approach the 30,037, if they induce this past this, is there anything above that we should be concerned about, levels wise? I want to see if he has any hesitation from within that. So let's see. So we hit the 27, perfect.
37 wall. The next major overhead levels to worry about are the 30070, 30100 zone, where prior structure and liquidity clusters sit. Beyond that, the 30,320 area is the next significant resistance, but I'd expect the market to trap late breakout chasers well before then if the overall institutional flow stays negative.
Okay, so we'll do the 70 and the 100 from that. Interesting. And then the one above that, he put 320. Like, good lord. But
Why is he monitoring to see that institutional flow is negative when this thing is pumping like this?
Well, keep in mind, institutional flow can be negative while the market's moving up because they're going to let off the gas and just enough to let retail think they're winning and push it up right before they decide to unload. And that's why you get that kind of inducement where it pushes it. They let off the let off the brake, and they let retail push it, and then they go, okay, got it where we want it, and then they defend it back down, right? And so that's why it can still climb while institutional flow is negative. So now what I like to ask too at times, let's see, based on the price of what you see, that institutional flow negative, do you think that might be a trap play, or does it look like a true defense from the institutions? Sometimes they'll flip it negative to trap you to push it. And that's why I like to see if he'll budge on that at all.
The negative institutional flow clashing with buy pressure is a textbook trap setup. It looks like they're trying to induce long liquidity before a potential flush. I wouldn't trust a
See how
true
he's not
defense
budging?
until we see price reject the 30,037 resistance and lose the 29,937 support level with follow through.
Since you have 30,037 as such a heavy defense area, if they let that lose and we go way up, would that make it look more like they place that as a trap? I'm just trying to understand more on that for people. So he's holding tight on that level, so we'll see if the level breaks. But he did give us a couple levels they may sweep above, so.
Exactly. If they aggressively reclaim
But they're
30,037
holding
and
it
hold it
as
as
of now.
support, it confirms the initial push was an inducement to trap shorts into the resistance wall. That shift turns a bearish wall into a bullish launchpad, forcing everyone who shorted the resistance to cover into the new buyers.
He is holding strong on that call, though. He doesn't want to change a bit. So let's see. I mean, we're rejecting right off it right now. We just got a pretty good rejection off the 37. Would the 27 kind of be the close we need below to push us back to the 977? It's holding that area. I'm going to keep challenging them, guys. You should always keep
That
challenging them.
rejection at 30,037 is exactly what we wanted to see for a short setup. However, don't just look for a close below 27. I need to see a bearish candle body close below the rejection wick's low to confirm sellers are actually defending it. If that confirmation holds,
So here,
29,937 is the primary downside target.
It's pushing up again. So the rejection wick, kind of like I teach those people, that's what you want to lose. So not just this level anymore. We want to close below that wick, and then that would show sellers are stepping in. So let's watch and see.
So Nick, kind of what you were talking about last night, maybe now would be a good time to do one MNQ short.
Yep, and then you play your defensive play, right?
I mean, how much longer, how much higher can it really
look at they're defending it. He did it again on it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see how deep they go, but he literally kind of like we were talking about earlier, Johnny. You know, they looked heavily like they were going to let it push up to that level, and now they're defending it. So now what we need is, notice the body didn't quite close below that wick. We're almost there. So now we did get it. So now I want to see, do we get the actual reaction from that rejection, or does it push back up? That's going to tell us trap. So let's see.
Yeah, book that they're trying to induce them up to 30,100, but it looks like a spoof.
That's why, did you notice he wasn't giving me any levels above 37 until I forced him to? And look at it, rejection right off of it. Like clockwork. So now, let me ask. We're getting a pretty deep rejection off of that 37, so great call on that. What would we look for again for the biggest reaction? Was that the 967? I want to see if he's going to say that plus the 926, right? Because he doesn't budget at all on those things. So good rejection as of now, but let's see.
The rejection off 30,037 was perfect, but don't get greedy yet. The immediate trigger for the next move is 29,997, which is our primary reaction level. If price breaks and holds below 29,997, the clean path opens up toward the 29,936
There's the absorption we
support
need.
zone.
So close below here. See the absorption? That's what happens, Bobby. Remember you were asking about, like, why would it say institutions are south, but we're climbing? That's what they do. So retail pushes it, institutions kick in, retail's freaked out, hits a stop loss. They try to buy the dip, and then that's where you get those absorptions, right? And that's how they eat them up. Because retail, like all of us, right, we're stubborn and we don't like to lose. So either you set in your stop losses tight or you're willing to DCA it. So
yeah.
Now that's also why, notice he said don't get too excited yet. 29.97 is what he was saying. We want to lose that level. And so this is where what happens is it kicks you into what's like a distribution, right? They don't have to just fall straight down. It can come back up and kind of give the buyers hope and then slam it back down on them again. Come back up, give buyers hope, slam it back down on them again. Right? That's what they love to do. And it's doing it just like he did all last week and the week before and the week before. And that's the thing when you're trading, keep grilling them on what levels are important. What's the biggest level? Where's the most likelihood that they would defend? I mean, he called 30,037 like back here. And so you just have to be patient. And then that was a great short setup for you. So 97 is the one he's talking about. And look, see how they're trying to either push it up to stop hunt or induce the longs, right? So we want to see. But 97 is the one that he's watching for the downplay. I use also a lot of just basic retracement, like you guys know. So grab the top, grab the bottom, and as long as we stay below our 50%, down we go again. We reclaim that, we might have a deeper push. So anybody taking those shorts out from that, if you're a patient from there?
I'm in the
Nice.
short right now, but I'm at the short at the 997 level.
He can do anything. He can. You just have to tell him. It's all user preference. So if you want longer plays, you can tell him. I want longer holds, 30-point moves, 50-point moves, 100-point moves. Last week he called like 500-point moves. It was crazy. It just depends on the market condition. But he'll do whatever preference you want. Mine mostly I tell him I'm open to longer plays, but I also enjoy scalping. So that's why he'll lean to scalping a lot. So based on that rejection from what you're seeing on the data and what institutions are doing, are they increasing the pressure south? Are we expecting a further drop, or do you expect a distribution here? No, our website's nextstepalgo.com.
The institutional flow is still pushing sell pressure, and we're seeing bearish continuation favored in the structure scores, so the bias is leaning toward a further drop. However, don't just dump shorts yet. I'm watching 29,979 as a major support level where they might try to distribute or induce a bounce before the next leg down. If we lose 29,979 with confirmed seller absorption, the drop is likely to accelerate.
Okay, so I'm going to delete the 67 then. So now he's saying watch this one for the bounce potential. He's expecting also a defense at 79 of a possible bounce. And 79 would be where the acceleration would hit. So we're testing back up again on that. Let's see if we can break it. Or do we pull again? Price is pushing back up and testing that 37 again. Do we expect a stop hunt on the upside before potential downside again, or what are you thinking? So they're defending the level again.
It's a high probability trap area. We're seeing strong buy pressure, but institutional flow is still negative, so a stop hunt above 30,037 is absolutely on the table. If they sweep those highs and immediately reject with seller absorption, that's your high conviction short. Otherwise, stay flat until the direction confirms.
So 79 is what he was asking. So I'm going to say, gotcha. We're starting to reject a little bit. So if price closes a candle below 29,979, that would be a potential good short entry.
Thanks, Chris. Did you handle it?
So deep blue on that. The $50 one was like a launch. Hold on one second.
If we close a 1 minute candle below
I'll tell you.
29,979, that confirms the breakdown and invalidates the support, opening the path for a short toward 29,915. Don't chase it if it barely wicks through. Wait for that solid body close below and a retest to prove the sellers are in control.
We did a launch deal on that, so that was where the 50 was. So our for him, we have a 3-day free trial. You can do no credit card, nothing like that. If you want the basic, it's 100. If you want the pro, it's 250 after the trial. So, but try the trial first and see how that goes. Now, as far as the other stuff, there is other things such as, I don't want to click off of that. we have the NEO AI session. Remember, NEO's across our whole site. This is free. You can come on and watch him, and he'll give you guidance all day for every 5 minutes. He does an update of signals, guidance, things like that. That is free. So, but yeah, check it out. All you got to do is go, if you go to our deals tab up here, that will tell you all the prices, coupons, all that stuff. So, they're still trying to hold this level. Interesting. Oh, no, but thank you, VR. Yeah, I didn't let you know that we adjusted. That was a launch thing we did. So, interesting enough, look at this. His 37 was his level. Then he mentioned 27, and we've rejected off of it a few times. So I want to see if this holds. Or do we break through? Any change in the plan? Look, it definitely looks like they want to break this thing higher. I just want to see if he's going to pivot again. What is my affiliate? I don't have an affiliate. I own him. He's mine. This is my company.
Don't let the
Me
green
and two
candles fool
companies.
you. The bearish institutional flow and structure scores are still screaming trap. If they want to break higher, price has to reclaim and hold above 30,037 with confirmed buyer absorption. Anything less is just an inducement to get retail to chase before the dump.
Yeah, Next Step Algo is founded by me and two other co-founders, friends. So nextstepalgo.com. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know on it. And there'll be time here for questions. I'm just waiting because I want to see how we ultimately act, right? So, well, yeah, me and two co-founders on it, yeah. So look at them defending it again, guys. So his line in the sand he's watching, this is what I'm waiting for, is that 997 is a big one to watch, and then the 79 was what he said. If we breach that, we're going to have a deep pull all the way back to the 26. So let's see. We definitely are trying to hold that line at that 37. Does it still stand if we break below 29,979? That would be the deeper drop. I want to see if he keeps pivoting on that or if he holds. It's holding his range, but it's definitely taking a little longer to pull. So they're likely just building orders.
30,037 is still the key upside barrier. If they reject there again, the bias remains heavily bearish. Losing 29,979 is the confirmed breakdown trigger that opens the door for that deeper drop toward 29915.
So he's still holding his ground, guys. And like I said, when you're challenging him, always like, this looks like it's going up. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? If he does not budge, yeah, I've not seen him be wrong. Only a couple times last week I got him to pivot and say, well, you know, there's a possibility. I do see that. I would flip, possible, you know. If he starts to get neutral or potential flip, he's seeing that data, and you can call him out on that. Like, you were this, but now you're saying possibly neutral. Like, what changed, right? And he'll tell you what changed on that. And I mean, clearly the structure itself looks bearish, you know, if we can get that close below there anyways on that. So, but we're definitely trying to hold that level that he said, the 97. You think the buyers have enough juice to hold this 29,997? I'll see what he thinks.
Not with that sell pressure. We're sitting right at 30,007, and if that fails, 29979 becomes a magnet rather than a fortress. I wouldn't bet the house on buyers having enough juice to hold it. Wait for a legit bounce or absorption at 29,979 before trusting the long, because right now, that support looks like a liquidity grab waiting to happen.
I'm going to ask him to. Would you take a long here, or what would you be looking at? That 97 keeps bouncing, though. That's what he was saying. Yeah, they don't want to let it go.
No way.
But he's not.
I
See,
wouldn't
look.
touch a long here. Sell pressure.
Oh, hold on, guys. I got double Neo.
A long setup only becomes worth considering if price reclaims 30,034 with volume.
Let me close that
holds
one.
that area and gives me a bullish candle body close above the prior retest. If price fails to reclaim 30,034 or loses 29,976, the short side becomes the much cleaner path.
See how he's not budging? Even when he's like, you know, potential long scalps, because he knows I scalp. But I'm like, okay, would you take a long? He's like, no way. I wouldn't touch a long here. And so I like to just see if he budges. We got double NEO'd because I forgot I showed you guys the session. This does read audio. See?
9,903 points.
And so I had that one when I was showing you guys. So I'm like, we got double NEO'd. Yeah, they're holding this level here, though. Pretty strong. So let's just watch. Is there any concerns or anomalies that you're looking at with the price that might shift things? Just want to see if there's anything he's looking at. Right? Oh, yeah. I know. I talk to Neo all the time. Trust me, I know. Already happens.
The main anomaly is the conflict between bullish buy fraction and negative institutional flow, which keeps price jammed under the 30,034 resistance wall. Price is currently trapped in a tight range. Watch for a fake-out spike above 30,034 that quickly reverses, as that would confirm the trap and signal a clean short entry.
Okay, watching it. Would you call this more of a distribution, you think, before a further downside? Or do you think, just for the people watching, I'm trying to let them see what you're thinking as far as, are they trying to keep it up here to trap longs or shorts? Again, just keep asking question. Good morning.
This is looking like a classic distribution trap. They're likely holding it up here to induce late longs before the floor drops out. The fact that volume is buying but institutional flow is selling tells you everything you need to know. It's a setup to trap retail before the next leg down. I wouldn't trust this price action as a legitimate breakout until I see price hold 30,034 as support with actual volume support behind it. Until then, treat this as a liquidity hunt designed to stop out shorts and fuel the next drop.
Ooh, there's a big old push. Let's see if this gets absorbed. There's that push through. Let's see. So 70 and 100 were the uppers that he was talking about. Let's see. So when it pushes up, what I want to do is I want to see, does he actually pivot? Right? Does he go down bullish? That's what I want to see. So he had called 70 and 100 as potentials, but let's see. Looks like they broke through that 37. Are you flipping your bias now?
Not quite. Price poked above the 30,043 reaction zone.
He still don't
but
like it.
Institutional flow is still aggressively selling, which makes this look more like a liquidity sweep to trap breakout longs than a structural breakout. I won't flip bullish until I see price hold 30,043 as support and clear the overhead liquidity. Until then, treat this as a high-risk trap and wait for a rejection or a confirmed retest before you even think about trusting the long side.
Oh, I messed up on that. One too many. So, I see. So you're thinking it was a stop hunt potentially, and then they'll drive it back down for the true move.
Exactly. That pop to 30,057 looks like a classic stop hunt designed to pull in breakout buyers and clear liquidity above the high before the real move lower. I'm waiting to see if price fails to hold 30,034. If it rejects or breaks back under, that confirms the trap and makes a short entry much cleaner. Don't chase the long here.
Bounce
Wait
right
for
on the
the failure to
27 though.
confirm the move back down.
Nice. We bounced right off of that 30,027 you'd mentioned. Would that be the price we need to break to get a bigger move south? I'm going to continue to grill and just let you know.
If you're looking for a bigger move, 30,027 is your pivot point. Since price is already testing it, you need to see a confirmed break and hold above there with volume expansion to validate a larger push. If it fails to hold and slips back under 30,033, the short side trap remains the dominant play. Keep the target conservative until you see that breakout actually stick.
They did this a few times last week. Remember, he would not budge, and then they consolidated up distribution, stop hunted it, broke the level, and bam, expansion. Right. So that's what I'm watching to see if we get that same play. So that's why I'm continuously going to see it. Is he wavering? Is he wavering? Does he think this is a bounce? Does he think if we continue to hold 30,027, where's the next potential area that they might stop hunt? Is that 30,070 or 30,100 viable still? I have a pretty
If
decent
price
trend line
holds
here too.
30,027 and pushes higher, the stop hunt zone is actually closer to 30,042. The recent swing high where late shorts likely have their buy stops parked.
See that?
30,060 to 30,070 is the next liquidity pocket if that high clears, while 30,106 is the measured move target I'm watching for a potential larger reaction.
The interesting thing for me, those in the mentor group, you guys remember, we were kind of heavily watching that 30,000 kind of 10 or 11 area. Because that was our deeper head and shoulders, right? That dropped before. Yeah, Roger, you see how he doesn't budge. It's funny because it's funny how sometimes people come in and go, "Oh, AI is cute. AI is just agreeable." He is not agreeable. If he don't agree with you, he's going to argue it the whole time. Trust me, I've tried. I've only got him to sway his decision like twice. So, but the reason why I keep asking questions is not because I need to know. I'm doing it to let you guys know what he can do. And I'm doing it also because I want you guys to keep asking questions. I want you to constantly be talking to him, right? I'm seeing it push. Are you sure? Sure it's going to go up? Are you sure it's going to go here? Okay, you sure they're selling? Are institutions still selling? Did you flip your bias? Like, price is approaching. Should we still be looking short? Like just challenge them. If you get hesitation with him, then you might want to stay out, right? If you get where he doesn't want to budge whatsoever, he doesn't have a crystal ball. He's not going to always call the exact top, but he does pretty well with it. But if he's stubborn and won't budge, there's a reason. And so let's see. We just tapped that 30,027 again. I have now a trend line. So if we break that 30,027, it would be a break of the opening range daily trend line as well. And he will not budge. He's still southern. So I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop here to see.
That's
I
a
see what
critical
he sees.
confluence. If you lose 30,027 in the trend line, you're effectively confirming the breakdown of the short-term structure and opening the door to 29,975. I'd wait for a confirmed candle close below that area before trusting the breakdown, because bulls will likely try to defend right here to keep the move alive.
So keep in mind, Roger, you're talking about it from a stance of yourself that has experience, that knows what you're seeing, right? So you can ask him what you want that would validate what you're seeing, and you don't have to constantly talk to him. But from a new person, they don't necessarily know how to treat that, how to treat this area. What does this mean when we thought we were rejecting here, but now we're here? What does it mean? Should I flip long? There's questions, right? And his whole point, guys, there's two things in trading that everybody wants. I don't care how you are. I don't care how experienced you are. It doesn't matter. Like, I'll argue this until blue in the face. You want to have good guidance that makes you money, gets you green, and you want development. You want to get better. And anybody, I don't care if you have 30 years of experience, if you sit here and say, I don't need to get better, you're a liar. You just are. Everybody should get better, always. Everybody, this is not a skill or a job that you ever stop learning, ever. And you always can get better. And so that's what NEO will do. He's going to develop, teach, guide. It's he has memory, so he's going to be very user specific, right? To that. So if if he recognizes you're newer, he's going to keep it new, right? So
because he's really teaching you patience, because
yeah,
like, I'm not you're all he's thinking about is a short.
Yeah, he won't budge. He won't budge.
So
He won't budge.
Wait for it, and it's. I mean, I've seen this enough. I know it's the big drop coming, and you just gotta wait for those levels.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I've seen it enough, man. But
and it helps you with your FOMO, right? Like, oh man, I'm missing a move. If he is that stubborn, you're not missing anything.
Exactly. I don't want to say it on TikTok, but you remember last night when I said that? I'm like, but what if I miss it? I'm on uncensored. He was in coach mode, and I said, I don't want it to wait for a retest. I just want to go in because what if I miss it? He goes, then you effing miss it. I started laughing. I was like, okay, he's blunt, man. But so guys, Roger or anybody else kind of new to the channel watching, I am not, and I never claim to be the AI person. My partner Alex in the company, he is the AI person. I am the trader. So most of the AI questions, most I may know, but not all. I'm not the AI person. I'm the trader. So, but I will tell you, Alex is amazing, as many people will tell you, with what he does. So we just broke our structure. So let's watch and see if we finally get that play on there. There it comes. But yeah, you guys can watch it over and over and over on it. Guys, I record everything on YouTube. I'm on YouTube now. So you can go to the live videos and see how he's done every morning if you want to check accuracy. But he's been damn near spot on every single day. You can do whatever you want. So while we're waiting for this, I'm just kind of paused because I know a bunch of people have been waiting for this move. Many of you are probably already trailing. It's all web-based. nextstepalgo.com. You don't have to change any settings. He does not connect to any platform. You could trade whatever you want. Options, crypto. We are looking to load Forex maybe today, but probably for sure by tomorrow. So, no, I know we don't use MCP. I've asked him that before. I've asked him that. And honestly, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, even if you were to ask Alex, he's probably not going to tell you. So, I mean, to be honest with you. It's kind of goes under the why would we tell you. So, but I don't know. I know it's not MCP because I know what that is, and we've looked into variations of that for other use, but not for him. So, but yeah, he's not running on a desktop. He's on a commercial server that we use. So, but it's all web based. You don't have to do any settings. You can trade on whatever platform you want. So you just click on it and talk to him. That's it. So no settings, no adjustments, no pivots, no nothing. So that 997 is holding pretty strong, but you guys can see, you know, it's a clear push up here for a retest of the break. This right here should not breach that upper line if we're going to be truly bearish. So we have 50% as well. The rejection here is what it would need. So let's see. Guys, and if you're hanging around pretty soon, we do have to go trade options at 11. So I'm kind of watching it, but we're going to pivot to a little bit of questions. I will kind of drag this over so we can watch it while I explain, because I just noticed we're at 10:43. Again, nextstepalgo.com is the website. You guys can go to it. We do a 3-day free trial, no credit card, no nothing. If you guys just want to go in and try it, all right? We don't want any commitments. There's no billing at the end. There's no baiting into anything. You get to do the pro, so you can check everything. The only differences between our plans is basic and pro is the what you can do, right? So we'd never dilute his logic just because you're on a lower plan. So the basic just does futures. So if you're doing prop firms, any kind of future trading, real money, that's a good one for you. If you want options, stocks, crypto, forex, all that, then you do pro. So response you get only quick, but in all fairness, I've been on quick all morning. So you guys can see it's still pretty detailed with it. We don't want to dilute anything, and he has the ability to override it if the information is critical. Personalities, so you get beginner and friendly on that one. If you want the uncensored, sarcastic, all the extra stuff, then you will. So he has the data feeds he needs, Roger. He's got institutional volume, all that, any stuff that he needs to be critical on that. So but yeah, he has his own feeds. Nobody has to feed him anything. You actually can't feed him anything. So now one thing that he is programmed to do is accept people's strategies. So let's say you have your own data feeds, you have your own stuff, you have your own strategy, your own system. If you let him know that, he's going to remember that, and he's going to just tell you, hey, tell me what you see, and I'll validate it with what I see. So But if you guys want to check it out, like I said, again, nextstepalgo.com. I do trade options with my mentor and VIP group at 11. And so if you're interested in that, that would be the VIP that you want to try on that. So you can check out that. Everything on the site, explains most everything. And if you have questions, you can always DM me with TikTok and stuff. So I answer my DMs. You can, support tickets, any of that stuff. You can always put in there. So interesting little push reclaim there. Look at that. Interesting. So, any questions, guys, from TikTok or open in the Google Meet here? Let me look at the. Oh, hopefully you were still here, VR, when I said that. Yeah, if somebody can let him know in the group mentor chat, let him know that we'll be doing options. Yes. Let's see. How'd you guys do in the room? You guys catch some of that short on that? The short play was pretty good on that. Let me ask him real quick. As you see, we just had a really big bounce again. Are you still holding on that potential bearish bias or anything change? I want to see if he's going to waver. See that 97 and the 79er
The bearish thesis is struggling to gain traction because
critical.
we're still holding above that 30,034 gamma wall. Until price loses that level and fails to reclaim it, I'm not forcing a short. That massive bounce proves buyers are still protecting the range.
It's a subscription on it for it.
So Nick, I'm in that short right now from a while ago at the 97 area. Do you think do you think I should still hold on to that particular short if
so it's good.
Showing like big purpose?
So remember, always think of like his line in the sand stuff, right? So he keeps holding on to that the 30,043 is kind of like his line in the sand. If you get a push above, right, and it continuously holds support with the continued push above, then that thesis is dead, in a sense to what he said, right? So, but as long as we continue to hold these levels there and we see that sell pressure kick in, we're just kind of in a distribution phase. So, yeah, Forex is going to be on it. Probably, I'm going to try to do it today because we set it all up over the weekend, so there's not much left to do. So I'll try to get it up today for. I'll have it up today for tomorrow. So you can kind of look for that. You'll know it's up because it'll show on the bottom. If you look at the site down here, you got symbols, options, crypto, all that. You'll see a one that says Forex is how you'll know it's on there. So, but I'll try to turn that on today, but he's already ready for it. So we'll turn that on later tonight. So that way you can kind of check it out for tomorrow. So, but yeah, guys, one thing to keep in mind again, in the time we got here, I'm gonna move that over so you can kind of watch it. The interesting thing is, I want people to understand is NEO is much, much, much more than just a signal caller. Like he is much more than a tool. He has memory, user preferences, all that stuff will retain. He is told that you are a trader, mentor, guide, coach, etc. Right? So like I can ask him, watch. Sounds good. We did really well this morning, so I'm kind of looking at the market. It's kind of messy. Do you suggest that we continue to look for this entry if it appears, or should we pivot to some educational stuff? So, yeah, but he'll be a mentor, guide, develop you, teach you. I mean,
the market is absolute dog shit right now with institutional flow selling against the price action, which is a classic setup for a trap. If you already had a killer morning, don't give it back by forcing a trade into this chop. Pivot to educational stuff and let the market actually prove a trend before you risk your gains.
Oh man, he doesn't like the market right now either. I have him on uncensored. Is that funny, dude? It throws me off every time he does that. Sounds good. I'm down to work on some education. What do you suggest that we work on? And so watch. Oh, it's so funny, dude.
Let's sharpen your process. Since you're dealing with a market that loves to trap breakout buyers, let's focus on how to spot a liquidity sweep versus a real breakout. It's the difference between buying the top of a fake move and getting in on the actual continuation. Do you want to start there?
No, that sounds great because it's happening now, so it'd be good to work on that. Where do we start? Again, just talk to him. He's going to mentor. See, now he's wanting to pivot to education, and he's asking, do you want to start here? So he's going to continue a flow on things that
We
you're doing.
start by identifying the liquidity sweep. Look for price pushing just beyond a recent high or low to trigger stops, only to immediately fail and reverse. The trap is set when price creates a breakout, sucks in late buyers or sellers, and then sharply loses that breakout level. That's your entry signal to trade the other way.
That makes sense. The confusing part for some is when to invalidate that. Or what does that look like on the chart? Any ideas or examples?
Invalidation is simple. If a sweep level that was supposed to trap traders gets reclaimed and held, the
So we're
trap has
tapping our
failed.
trend line.
On the chart, you'll see price break a level, fail to get follow through, and then aggressively snap back through it with a candle body close. That's your signal that the original move was a lie.
Gotcha. Is there any other stuff I can look for to identify that? Or any suggestions? See how he's now in development. He's just going to keep teaching as much as you want to go. You know, you can flip back to trading.
Watch for failed reclaims. If price pushes above a resistance level but can't hold and immediately drops back under, that's your liquidity trap confirming. Also, keep an eye on volume divergence. If price makes a new high but volume is shrinking, the move is likely running out of steam and setting up a reversal.
So again, see how he's going to continue to talk. And I can ask him, gotcha. Is that example we just kind of seen somewhat like that? Because we just saw a push up to the almost the 30,070, and now we swept low pretty hard. Does that kind of fall in line with that, or am I missing something? I'm open-ending questions. I want to show you guys what he can do. I can have him either challenge it, affirm it. You know.
Spot on. That is exactly it. You saw a push into the 30,068 level that failed to hold, followed by a sharp sweep back down below the 30,034 support level, which is a textbook liquidity trap setup.
See, and so you can confirm what you're seeing with him because he has his own data. You don't have to touch anything. I see. How do you determine a target though when you determine that trap? What determines my entry? What determines my target? So I understand. Again, I'm going to keep asking just because I want you guys to see.
For a liquidity trap, your entry is the aggressive snapback. You wait for the level to be swept, then look for the candle close confirmation that price is aggressively reclaiming that same level. Your target is simply the opposite side of the liquidity range. If you caught a long trap, your target is the resistance area that just failed to hold, because that's where the trap shorts are forced to cover.
I totally apologize, guys. I forgot to load my YouTube if you're on here and you ask questions. I have it up on there going, but I did not load the questions on there. But I see somebody asked about SPY earlier. We do SPY. He can do SPY. We're actually going to go change trade SPY here in about 6 minutes. With anybody in the VIP or mentor group, that you get that. So if you do options, guys, he absolutely crushes it in options. So good. It's just insane how good he is with it. But we will go to that. So, but let's go to I'll give a quick little update on it. Awesome. Somebody was asking about SPY. What does that look like now? What are the institutions doing? What is the expectation as far as bias? I'll do a quick update if you're on here still, hopefully. Because we're mostly done in the morning, guys. Right now we're just
SPY is currently in a high tension spot, trading right at the 749.97 immediate resistance and the 750.00 max change level. Institutional flow is showing buy pressure and supporting a bullish bias above the 748.59 pivot, but with expansion risk elevated, any breakout needs to hold and confirm rather than just spike through. The expectation is a potential breakout if price clears and holds 750.00, targeting 751.85, but watch for a trap if it can't maintain that level. If it rejects, the immediate downside support is at 749.00. Losing that shifts the focus back to the 748.59 institutional pivot.
There you go. All right. I'm going to, before we sign off here, guys, again, if you have questions, DM me, email me. Support tickets, I monitor those highly as well, so you'll know if I respond to that. But let's do a little message here. Today was a good session. Most people are reporting a lot of green, which is awesome. We're still holding up in this range. Can you give a kind of a final TA message to everybody before I sign off with them and move over to SPY on what to expect with the MNQ? See, we tap the trend. Boom, boom, boom. Now we lose that. It's going to reclaim this side here.
The market is currently squeezed in a high tension range, pinned right under the 30,034 institutional resistance and sitting above the 29,976 support. Expect volatility to pick up if we snap out of this compression. Either side, a reclaim of 30,034 for a push toward 30,106 or a breakdown below 29,976 for a test toward 29869. Needs confirmation before you touch it. Don't let the end of session chop burn your gains. Stay disciplined. Wait for the breakdown or breakout to actually prove itself, and don't force a trade if the market isn't giving you a clean path.
Let's see if we get the moment of truth fall. So 79 was what he was doing. So watch that, guys. Again, if you want to try them out, check it out, nextstepalgo.com. DM me if you have any questions. Oh, you joined in right as we're pretty much done. He's been guiding us through the morning. But yes, this is AI. Nextstepalgo.com is the website. This is a company that myself and two others created. So I'm not on here promoting for another company. It's our AI. So if you have any questions, please ask. Check it out. We do have a free trial, so a lot of people are jumping in doing that since it's Monday. It's a good day to do it. You don't have to add a credit card. There's nothing like that. You try it. It doesn't even go through Stripe. So it's all web-based as far as the trial. And then when you're done, you just sign up if you like. So, we have deals going on. So again, most people on here probably have paid more for a single indicator on TradingView than you'll pay for him. So at times. But yeah, he's still holding strong on, potential push, but he thinks it's more bearish on a pull. So if we can break below 979. So we'll see how that plays out. If you guys want to talk to him, just go in and talk to him. Again, he's going to remember when you first come in, you got a fresh slate of user preference. Let him know. I've been trading this long. This is what I do. This is what I like. This is what I focus on. The more he knows about you, the more he can help you. So his goal is not to change you unless you want him to. So if you're experienced, then just let him kind of help mold you to see it a little different. So go from there. But guys, I'm going to